Hi, everybody. I hope everyone enjoyed the holidays. Hi, Lupe. We have a few people backstage that are ready to go soon for their reserved spots. But what we are doing today is the 2021 Business Glimpse mini reading. So, for anybody that wants to hop in on these, we are going to go to as many people as possible today. Invite your friends, tag your neighbor, whoever has a business that wants to get in on this. So the two cards I'm going to pull from this new deck that I got. I got this Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light card. I haven't worked with her decks before, but I love her books. I read one of her books, and so it made me want to buy one of her decks. And then I do have a more business-oriented card that I'll pull for you as well from my created deck. And so everybody tonight is going to get two cards and a quick, I aim for about 2 minutes, little glimpse into the energies that we're feeling around 2021. So if you want to get in on this, the way that we're going to do the flow this evening. Hi, Deirdre. Hi, Krista. Hi, Azalea. Oh, Chris. Okay, Krista. I'm glad that you're vouching for this deck. Because if Krista's using it, that means it's legit in my book. So I do have Krista. She's going to go first for the 305 reserved spot. And then after that, we're going to dive in. We have a few different reserved people this evening, this afternoon, whatever time zone that you're in. And I have Solange who helps me out. And so she is going to give you a number. So if you do want a reading tonight, drop your business name. Krista, I want to say you just go by Krista Marie Miller. You're going to go first, so you can model for everybody what we're going to be doing here. But if you have a separate name other than Krista Marie Miller for your business, drop that in, and that's going to help me tune in. And so if you do that right now, so Deirdre, Azalea, whoever would like to be on the list for readings tonight, put your business name in the comments, and then Solange is going to give you a number. That's just going to help us keep track. I do go in, we kind of trend, in number order, but we don't go in exact number order. I think sometimes people think we're going like, 1, 2, 3 consecutively, but we are going to hop around just a little bit and let Spirit get involved. Hi, Elise. Elizabeth Madrano. Hi. So I'm gonna pull Krista in first. Krista, correct. Okay. So she's by her name. So I'm gonna do hers first, and then we're gonna go to either one of the people backstage if they'd like to come in early. Like Lupe, I see your camera on. If we have time to bring you in early, do you want to just go early? You want to get pulled in early? That's good. Okay. I'll give you a heads up before I pull you into the stream. But perfect. But anyone that's joining now, we're going to be able to do it. Okay. So I'm going to tune into Krista. And then let's get going, you guys. Okay. Krista. First, Krista, I want to ask, I feel like there's still things in your mind that you're working out for 2021. Like you're still trying to decide exactly what you want for it, like versus somebody that might be like, this is what I want. I've done my vision board. I know exactly what it is. I'm getting the sense, like, first off, that you're like kind of trying to decide between a few things. Like there's a few big projects is what I'm seeing that are really pulling you, but that you're needing to decide like where you want to put your energy and in what order, like a sense of priority. If you are feeling like there's numerous big things, I would also interpret that as you need to choose where your energy is going to go. Still doing a lot of plotting and planning. Yeah. So it does feel like a few big things, like things that would probably take many months to get going is what I'm feeling. And so I think that that's one of the things that I'm really feeling that's going to be important for you. Too many big projects. Yeah. Is to choose and to be like, okay, well, where do I want to put my efforts right now? Love that the Council of Light card is coming up for you. Makes sense. So it's talking about divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm. The thing that I'm really seeing here, this is like such a beautiful card. I love that this is like it looks like a UFO to me, and it's just like all this knowledge getting poured into you. It's almost as if I feel like there's also numerous spiritual teams, collective wisdoms and entities that are kind of trying to tap you, that they know that you are just so open that I feel like you are also being tapped by spirit, and it might be a little bit extra challenging for you because you're just like, I feel like I have like someone wanting me to write this channel book and then this over here and then this other group that's trying to come and sort of asking me to pull through this project. And so I also feel like there at times can feel like a lot of pressure to be like channeling all of these creations at once. So you're saying that that's the first card you ever pulled in the deck. Oh, I love that. Clients is the other card that's coming up on the business side of things, talking about new clients, new projects. So another thing actually coming in related to projects, looking deeper into who your ideal client is. So I do feel like there's sort of a funneling down, a narrowing down, like in terms of the kinds of clients that you work with and the way that you work with them, and a refining. Like it feels like there's a simplification that's happening on that side. And that's one of the things that's going to really make space for you for creating a lot of the projects. So rather than having sort of like, the Cheesecake Factory menu, not that you have that many offerings for clients, like really narrowing it down more is what I'm seeing, and having things that are more simplified. So it's much more straightforward. Prices are higher, and then it's creating this other space for you to choose what kinds of projects. I do feel like there's one big project that comes to completion in 2021 and another one that gets started that carries into the following year. So for you, I feel like I just want to name that you do get to choose, because I do feel like there's a lot of spiritual a lot of spirit tapping you, asking you to pull things through and create. And so I want you to just take time and sit with each of them and decide which one you feel you're most drawn to and which one you're most excited about and that's going to work best for you in this specific time, because I just feel like there's going to be time. I just don't want you to feel like you have to jam everything in, but the simplification on the client side is really going to help. So let me know how that lands for you. I do feel like I feel like there's yeah, I feel like I feel complete on that. Yeah. Spirit's your boss. Sometimes too many bosses. Yeah. I think you already know like all of this, but I'm sure that a lot of it's just confirming for you. But I do just want you to focus on simplifying and choosing. Don't choose all of it, or else you're going to end up with a lot of things going and nothing getting completed. And so I feel like that's the main message. Okay. So Kate, you're asking what number should you choose between. So Kate, Solange is just going to give you a number, and we're going to go in kind of random, semi-random order. We're going to hop around a little bit, but we'll trend, consecutively through, just not in exact consecutive order. Thanks, Krista. Lupe, do you want me to pull you in for your reading now? Okay, perfect. And then, hello. Hi. And then Lexi, we're going to go to you at 3:15 if you're here. So what's your business name?
My business name is Sphinx Spa Suite.
Say it again one more time for me.
Sphinx, so like a hairless cat, Spa Suite.
Okay, that's right. I remember you telling me this now. Sphinx
yes.
Spa Suite. Okay. Because you were on, I think, was it last week or the week before?
I think it was right before Christmas when it was a little slow. I'm like, oh, I got lucky.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Sphinx Spa Suite. What we got? All right. So the first card that's coming in It says you're already doing it. You need to stop overthinking. You need to face your true north. That's number one.
Beautiful.
And then the other card coming in is talking about consistency, showing up regularly, buckle down, getting it done, and just like doing the small things that move you forward. And so both of these together tell me that it's like something in 2021 that was already started in 2020, but it's about continuing what you've already started and following through. And I know that that isn't necessarily like, I feel like sometimes we just want like magical, like earth-shattering answers, but it really just feels like things are already in motion. That it's just a matter of like a little bit of patience and like showing up to sort of water the garden, so to speak, every day, not forgetting about it, not having shiny object syndrome, because I do think that you are such a learner, a grower, I feel like you get excited. Oh, I love like these little musical, I feel like spirits maybe trying to confirm. Maybe that's sort of
yeah, my computer keeps dinging.
something. But yeah, it feels like it's already set in motion. Would that make sense? That it's not like there's new things that are being added, but it's something that you've already started, that you've already began the journey.
Okay, I hear it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But I do feel like you have a tendency at times to be like very excited about things. And then sometimes that excitement wanes a little bit, or something else comes up, or it gets kind of challenging. And at those points, then you'll kind of question it. And you'll be like, oh, like maybe this isn't it. But they're really coming in right now to be like, no, like it's time for you to keep going, Lupe. Like you were on the right path. You were already doing it. Don't overthink. Like if anything, it's like the year for you to really master disconnecting from letting your thoughts lead all the time. Because I do feel like there's a lot of patterns that you'll notice that will kind of repeat over and over again. And until you really get that mastery, is what I'm feeling, of understanding those patterns and understanding like what the usual thing is that happens. I'd say that sometimes we want to just like create something completely new and like have like these amazing goals, but it feels like for you what you're being pointed towards is like doing a deeper dive work into like looking at like, okay, well, what do I know to be true about myself? What are some things that might be patterns that are almost like a printout of what the unconscious is that's existing. So it's existing almost more on like the shadow side work for you of really understanding what it is that's there, looking at what's played out in the past years, and then bringing that unconscious into the conscious, and then making some different changes to it, making some adjustments with how you show up, because it doesn't feel like there's anything more that you need to learn. There's nothing that you're missing. There's nothing that's kind of reminds me of the magician card in tarot, where it's like you have everything that you need to be successful already. You just have to show up and water every day, water these plants every day so that they grow. But yeah, I'll leave it at that unless there's any clarifying questions from what we brought in. I feel like the message is pretty simple on that one.
Pretty simple, yes. As I'm watching, I'm like, okay, I got to do my to-do list, and the first thing I wrote is get on, clean up the website and do my emails. So
okay. Okay. Nothing groundbreaking here, but I feel like sometimes we just need to like hear the non-exciting stuff to kind of reinforce, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel every single new year, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Well, nice to see you, Lupe.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So 3:15. So I want to go with Lexi. Hi, Lexi. So Lexi, do you have a business name, or is there something that we should look into? And Kimber, let me know if you would like to go early. If you want to, there's a private chat since I know that you're backstage. So let me know, Kimber, if you do want to get pulled in early. Let me know. If not, we'll go at the time that we scheduled you for. Okay. So I'm just going to pull some cards for you, Lexi, because I don't know if there's a specific business name. I feel like this is going in a different direction, more with your spiritual development, Lexi. Okay. Oh, okay. I love it. Lexitas. Okay. Okay. So it's funny. That makes sense because I wasn't sure if you had a business that was in motion already. And the website card is coming in, but it's coming in upside down. So it would make sense for that it's because you're existing right now on Instagram. And so it does feel like in 2021, you're being pointed towards actually creating a website and having a different place for everything to land. So if that's been on your mind, creating some kind of a retail shop or something that would link back to Instagram, that's what I'm feeling. The reason that I thought it was interesting and why I do feel like your spiritual development is going to be really big in 2021 is you got this Lemuria card, and it's talking about creating heaven on earth. And it says it's happening. I feel like this card is really linked into the ascension. I do feel like for you, Lexi, I don't even know why this is coming in, but I feel like you have a tendency to connect in better with spirit animals, the animals that come to work with you in spirit. And it might be something that you connect in with more so than working with guides, like people. And it feels very related to something that you did or specialized in past lives. But if you find it challenging to connect with your guides or to communicate with guides, if you've already done the work of connecting in with your higher self, I just want to point you towards working more so with animals, like actually paying attention to signs that come with animals, by maybe buying a deck like this. There's a lot of different ones. One that's working with animal energy, because it feels like I just want to call it like a key being given to you, like in terms of your spiritual development, a next step that helps you feel more connected into what you're receiving. And I did pull one more just to see what else is coming in here for you, Lexi. And it's this leap card. It's talking about you have to go first. The universe will catch you. And so there's a sense in 2021. And I'm hearing April, May. There's definitely a lot of interesting things that are connected with April for 2021, which I don't know if anyone else has been feeling that. But there's going to need to be a bigger jump, a bigger commitment on your part with the business. And that's the time frame that I'm seeing. That doesn't necessarily mean like you quit your job, right, and just dive all the way into it. You're going to know what's feeling right for you. But I do feel like it's something related to making a bigger commitment for you to say like, okay, I'm really doing this. Okay, I'm really sticking to this and following through. So website and spiritual development are what I'm seeing for you for next year. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm on point. Okay, good. Love that. Okay, so Kimber, she was one of our reserved people. So I'm going to pull Kimber in, and then we're going to go to the numbers that Solange has been doing. We have just a few reserved people that are in my group, and Solange will drop the link for my group in case you guys want to join and get in on the reserve spots. You can do that too. Hi, Kimber. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's your business name?
I don't have one yet.
Okay, so we're gonna go by your name.
Okay.
Is Kimber Korea? Is it Korea? Is that how you say it?
Korea.
Korea.
You're supposed to roll the R's, but I can't.
I can't. I definitely can't.
I can't pronounce my last name.
Okay. Okay, so the Great Gathering card, it's talking about it's all coming together, intuitive hits, and soul tribe. You have, I just feel like the energy of the business, it feels very high vibe, like healing energy. I don't know what you do for sure, but do you do something light worker kinds of stuff? Do you connect with that term?
I have been with my mom. My mom is Pam Josephs, and she's been
Oh, okay.
doing some
Oh,
healing work. Yeah.
Pam is your mom.
Yeah.
And you have a little boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Asher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't even realize that was you. Okay.
Well, I changed my name. We got married in January, and I changed my name on Facebook. Finally.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. It's interesting because there's multiple elements of like tribe or community that are coming in for the cards. What is it that you do?
That's so funny that you say that. We've been doing, she wants to do like Power of 8 stuff and healing intentions with like 8 people.
Yes.
And
Okay. So I read that book and I do a version of that with my my group that meets weekly. We intend for each other for somebody's business. So that's pretty cool. But it's talking about community and it's talking about the soul tribe. So it's basically, I feel like it's really confirming that because it's all about people coming together. But it feels like, I mean, even look at this photo, like the if we're seeing these as like people sort of walking towards this destination, it feels very high frequency, but I guess I had the sense that it didn't exist fully yet. Like there's something okay that I couldn't really get a feel on, but everything that I'm seeing here feels like very much a confirmation of that it's really going to be about gathering the right kinds of people that have what I'm seeing is that you kind of need to decide on what the tribe is coming together around. That for you to have the tribe, there has to be some kind of shared journey is what I want to say, shared desire, shared journey. And so that I feel like is a decision that probably it hasn't fully been made as of yet, because it feels like right now it might be existing as like a general thing. We want to do this Power of 8 thing. Okay. So that's the conversation that I want you and your mom to have, is like starting out as like a brainstorm of like, okay, what kind of journey do we want to talk about? What kind of journey is pulling us? And don't so much worry about, well, how are we going to find these right people or how are we going to have other people? I just want you to decide first on what the journey is and then start putting it out there, start talking about it, start naming how you know if you're on that journey, what it feels like. And then the right people are going to show up. They're going to be at that similar resonance. Hi, Asher. They're going to be at that similar.
He says hello.
Hi.
He's doing
They're going to be they're going to be at that frequency and they're going to be really pulled into it. I mean, I know with that book that you can intend, for the other person on anything, but I feel like for what you're doing and it talking about tribe and community, it seems like people are going to thrive if there's something that's bringing them together where they're feeling like I can go here, I can be open, I can talk about all of this stuff in a way that I can be fully myself. And so I think that's the next piece that I'm seeing in the coming weeks, is deciding what that is and then talking about it a little bit more openly than what feels comfortable to attract in the right people.
Okay.
How is that landing for you?
You're dead on. You're dead on every time.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that it's resonating, but yeah, that Power of 8 stuff, I do feel like it's been really cool. And I know it's all based on people that have, I have a 1 and a 3-year-old. And so it feels right. Yeah. But yeah, it's been really, really cool just watching how things panned out for people and how everyone sort of reaps the impact of that group meditation. So I honestly think it's a really cool process. So
it's awesome. It's been really cool. We've just been it's just 3 of us right now. And we've just been kind of trying to heal the people we love, so it's been going really well so far. So it's good to hear.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy the rest of your night. I'm glad I
Thank
got to actually
you.
see you and meet
Me
you in
too.
person. Tell
Thank
your mom I
you.
said hi.
Okay, I will. Thanks, Ashley.
Bye, Kimber.
Bye.
Okay. So Solange, I'm going to ask you number wise.
Hi.
Hi.
We
The first
are
you
up
have.
to we are up to number 9, and we have Deidre first, that she was asking on the group for a spot. So if
Okay.
you want to go first with Deidre.
Okay, and she's number 1.
1, exactly.
Okay, and then I know we had, what was going on with I know we did people early. Did we cover everybody? Remind me,
Yes.
did we do everyone reserve spot wise? I think we did, huh?
All of them, yes. We are covered.
So
Yeah.
we're covered with everybody that was reserved, so we're just on the numbers
Exactly.
now. Okay, so we're gonna go with crystal enhancements for Deirdre, and then who was number 3?
Number 3 is Azalea.
Azalea. I think it's Azalea. I'm pretty sure.
Azalea. Yeah.
So, okay, so
She works with
her name.
Lupe.
Okay, sorry, Solange, I didn't mean to pull you out early. Okay, so Azalea, we're gonna do you next. You work with Lupe. So remind me if we want to do the same business name, if you have some other business entity. So if you guys are here, I will make sure that the 9 of you, for sure, that we get through all of you. Because I know, like Megan, you were on when it was like crazy in that group. So if you are number 1 through 9, we'll make sure that we at least get through all of you, and I'll move through anybody else that comes after that. We'll see. We'll try to get as many as possible. Okay. So, Deirdre, I love that the spiritual gifts card came in from the business deck first off, because I know that that's what your business is focusing on. And so I feel like that is a confirmation. I feel like the reason that they're showing this is that there might be a inner critic that's coming in being like, is this the right niche for me? Is this like, should I try this one? Or maybe this niche is better. And I feel like the spiritual gifts card is coming in from the business deck side, because it's coming in as confirmation of like, yeah, you're right. Like, keep going with this. Don't have any doubts around this being your right area of focus. And so that is absolutely what I'm getting. I don't know why, but sometimes the numbers from the cards do jump out at me, and there's a number 18 on this. So I don't know if 18 has specific significance to you, or 1 and 8 being 9 as if we do combine the numbers, but I feel like there's something with that number related to you. The other card that's coming in is the take a break. It's talking about a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. And so I do want you to watch when you are pushing too hard. I know that there's so many things that you're excited about, that you're like ready to do, and that you're like really going hard for. But I just want you to notice when you are taking action from a place of lack is what's coming, but it almost feels like there's different things that drive the action, and that there's times where we get into motion and it almost becomes like a little bit frantic, because we're like, I gotta do it and get this out. And so when we take a break and when we take a step back, it's really forcing us to stand and like knowing that things are coming for us, like giving, I feel like, space for your own spiritual practices, and like remembering that not everything has to come out of action. So that's what's coming in for you. So you were saying on the business niche, yes, and that makes you laugh. Not good at taking breaks. Yeah, so that is coming in loud and clear. I feel like 2021 is the continuation of the seeds you planted at the end of this year. I don't think that that's surprising to you, but that is like really what you're meant to be starting off the year with, is like learning when to take a step back, learning when to do less, learning when to work less hard to create more. And yeah, confirmation on the niche that you've landed in. Yes. Okay. Azalea, are you here still? Azalea Paramo. Okay, Azalea. Okay. Is there something that you're trying to force, Azalea? Like, it's kind of like the energy of like something that you need to walk away from that maybe isn't quite ready yet. Okay. And the cards that are coming in for you for 2021, they are both very much being cards, very much spiritual oriented cards. So for me, like that's also a sign if they're not giving you an actual sort of like, do this, take this action card related to your business, that it's not about like reinventing the wheel or doing something different. It's about like refining those inner processes within yourself to have different outcomes. So the boundaries card is coming in. It says, where do you need to establish better boundaries? Look at all these hands coming at you from everywhere. And ooh, it's raining here. And there's this like ominous thunder that's happening right as we're talking about it. And I feel like it's just sort of accentuating this turmoil that's been created from you trying to do too much for other people, feeling bad, feeling guilt. It feels like there's just been a lot of bending over backwards this year on your part, and a lot of that emotional heaviness you just don't have to take on. The other piece of it is surrender. So I feel like it's interesting with both of these energies coming in. It's like also at the same time, where do you need to let things go? Where do you need to not push against what's actually happening and not be like, I don't like this, I don't want this to happen, and just sort of soften internally and just let it happen, while at the same time it's sort of like an interesting duality with these, knowing when, even though it's uncomfortable, when to say no, when to still charge for something, even if you've raised your prices and if someone's pushing back, knowing when to stand your ground. And so I feel like these are going to be some like deep journaling questions for you. I don't know if you're here watching live, so I'm gonna stop it there. All right, Solange. So I want to go 2, 4, 6.
Okay. Number 2 is Elise. Elise, I don't remember the last name.
Okay.
Medrano. Elise X Medrano.
Okay.
Didn't put the name there, the business. Then you said number 4, right?
Yes. And Solange, if you can do me a favor, because this de bio adisa, like when we need to block them or report them, because sometimes they're asking everybody to friend them. And so sometimes people will hop on readings, you guys will notice. And if it's not Solange or me, see, they're like, send me a friend request. Yeah, they're sort of trying to act like we're associated with them. So if you guys see Adebayo Adisa, if we could report them or block them, definitely don't send them a friend request or inbox them, because they're not associated with us. So there's Elizabeth Medrano, and then who else is coming?
Okay, then you said number 4, right?
Yeah, I wanted to do 2, 4, 6.
It's Ava.
Ava, okay.
Yes.
So if you're Elizabeth or Ava, and who's 6?
And 6 is Kate.
Kate, okay. And Kate
Exactly.
Finnerty Sanson. I'm probably saying that wrong. Thank you. So you guys are the next 3 that are up. If you want to drop your business name, I'm just going to go with whoever I see is here and actively watching live right now. Okay, so I'm going to go first with Elise Medrano. Ooh. weather. I'm like in Orange County. I'm not used to like having weather here, you guys. It's like, it's kind of nice. Ooh, thunder. If you guys don't live in California, you're like, yeah, bitch. Like, we have that all the time. But we don't here. Okay. Are you finding a spiritual practice, or it's the sense of coming to a spiritual practice, but it could be coming back to one. I could also see that it could be like a new spiritual practice, something that's deepening for you. But that's the first thing that I'm getting for you, Elise, is like that there's something that you're understanding and incorporating in a different way, and a lot is just opening up for you. And so I do want to say that the first card that's coming in, these cards are so damn beautiful. It's talking about getting grounded. It's talking about empaths, highly sensitives, the need to connect to nature. And so first off, I really just okay. They're showing me like you having elements from nature, flowers, like I don't know why I'm seeing pine cones, maybe because it's just something that is kind of seasonal, something that you find, something that you create, that you put like on an altar or a space, because that's going to help you connect with the earth energies. The other thing that I'm seeing for you for 2021 is a business practice that's related to writing. That could be writing a book. It could be writing a blog. It could be doing something related to writing like longer form posts. But for you, I just really see you being more connected to writing, and it feels like it's going to be, my sense is something kind of quicker or smaller form kinds of things. I don't know if there's like journal prompts or workbooks. It feels like you taking a lot of like knowledge and wisdom and sort of just putting it down for others to consume and enjoy. And then it feels like there's a larger book that you start to work on towards the end of 2021 or into 2022. If you haven't, I get a sense that that you might not have decided on that yet. And so I just want to point you towards letting it simmer. I want you to let it simmer and to see how it's going to start to circulate in your world, that there's going to be a lot of synchronicities and people that are coming to you that are being like, you should write a book about this. You should write a blog about this. I would read this. So you're saying nature, writing. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I would just say for you, if the spiritual practice is already in place, there's a big shift that's coming this year. That there's a change that's needing to take place, because it just feels like there's more that's opening, and that your spiritual practice is going to have to change to support what's opening and what's expanding within you, because it just feels like there's a lot of expansion. And if the spiritual practice isn't in place to support it, if the grounding isn't in place, then it's easy to kind of get disconnected from the day to day. And it feels like for you, specifically with the writing, it's very important for you to be connected, very grounded, and very, I want to say, somewhat attached, right, to what's going on around you, because it's a part of the things that you write about. I don't know what it is that you do specifically, but just if you start to feel blocked with the writing, I just want you to return to the grounding, or return to your relationships and to your connections, because that's a lot of what I see you bring in as inspiration for the writing. Okay. All right. So I know Ava or Kate. Let's see. Okay, Ava Henriksen. Oh, so I'm just going to go with these two because they flew out for you. Okay. So You got the take a break card as well, which came in a few readings ago. So it's talking about a life's work, not a season. Get off of the treadmill. And so I see you're saying that you're looking for a career direction. And what I want you to do is take a step back from it for a little while, because it feels as though you need to start it over from a different energy, that it feels like the energy, it just kind of feels stagnant in terms of your career possibility, the way that you're viewing it. It feels like there's a few things that you need to take a step back from and pause on and just not look for anything and let life happen. Enjoy life. Just be immersed in it and then look at it again. And then after that month or whatever it is, be like, okay, let's look at career direction again and let's see what's here in this new energy. The other card that's coming in is the Starseed card. It's talking about, well, what lights you up? So this coming in with taking a break feels to me that it's time for you to just do what lights you up in the next month and to do things that get you excited. And from that the inspiration of what you do in terms of career direction is really going to come out of that. So less about, do you hear that? Oh my gosh. I feel like that was like loud enough that you guys could hear that. Tell me if you heard that. You guys can see how excited I get by this thunder. So anyway, Ava, yeah, so make it less about like, let me take every career assessment and see like what my Enneagram type is and like logically figure this out, and just really taking time to be like, wow, what excites me? Like, where do I want to volunteer? Or I don't know exactly what volunteerism looks like in the age of COVID. Where do I want to really just like, you know, move forward with like different books? Like, what hobbies do I want to pick up? Okay. That was the thunder. It's like a huge storm right now here in Orange County, which like never happens. It's loud. Solange heard it. Yeah, it is crazy. I love it. Okay. So Ava, that's for you. Kate, you heard it. Okay. Kate, do you have your business name? Kate, this is, we are doing StreamYard. That's what puts the little banners up. StreamYard. Okay, Kate. Tell me your, oh, I think you might have put it up further, but if you could tell me again. You don't yet. Okay. Yeah, StreamYard. There it is again. Wow. Sound effects today, you guys. Okay. And then we're going to go with number 5 and number 7 after this, just so that you guys know who's up. Investment group. Yeah, StreamYard is just a platform that allows you to like do all this stuff and basically make it look kind of fancy and cool and stream to multiple places at once. That's like the practical thing, is that you can stream to multiple places at once. Okay. Okay. So you were saying investment group. Kate, why do I get the feeling that your heart is kind of pulling you in a different direction? Like, is there some other kind of idea or thing that you've considered as like a side project or a side hustle? Because I kind of feel like there's something like that we're supposed to talk about, because the share your voice card is coming up. It's talking about come out of the goddamn cave. It doesn't say goddamn. It says come out of the cave It says persecution expression. That it's kind of that sense of the need to come out of the spiritual closet, of needing to show more of yourself and to share more of your gifts. And then on the other side of it, you're working towards a few things. The digital product card is coming in on the business side. So it feels like that for you to be growing this other stuff on the side, that the digital products are things that allow you to leverage your time better, to get things going while also doing something else that's sort of paying the bills, sort of like in the 3D way, right? So I just want to encourage you for 2021 to like think that way about your time, and to, it doesn't feel like you've maybe connected it to that yet. New software for real estate. Okay, so you're connecting something in with the digital products. It does feel like though, like whatever you do, whether it's new software for real estate or whatever else, your job is to be different about it. There's going to be some people that are like, that is not for me. And then the people that are like, oh my gosh, like I'm so excited about that. It's because it's something that is specifically created for a specific subsector of people. I don't know why I'm using subsector, but I just want you to feel like you don't need to create for the masses, that you do get to create using your story and showing a little bit more of yourself. Okay. Hi, Solange.
Hi, I'm loving the storm.
I know, right?
Yes.
So crazy. So we wanted to go to 5 and 7. Who is
5 is Emily.
Okay.
And 7 is Brandy.
Okay. And then
we are missing.
And then we'll go 8, 9 after that as well. I'm gonna get to all of those people. So Emily, drop your business name in right now if we're calling your name, and it's gonna basically be whoever I see first. So Emily, Brandy, and then who's 8?
Brianna. And then 9 is Megan.
And Megan. Okay. So we're going to go roughly in that order. Whoever I see popping their business name up, so I don't have to scroll back through the comments. It might not be in that exact order. Okay, Brandy, what is your business name? Emily? Brianna. That also lets me know that you guys are still watching live. Or Megan. Megan, I'm going to pull you first. Okay. Oh, Megan. The rain is getting intense out there as soon as we have this reading coming in for you. Okay. I almost wonder if it's like, actually sounds like hail, you guys. So fun. Okay, so the play card is coming in for you. It's talking about you need to have fun, you need to celebrate, and you need to not be so serious. So it's funny, like, oh my gosh, it's so intense. Okay, so I feel that whatever happens in our surroundings, that we're able to take that energy and take that timing and pull it through to basically bring in some kind of a psychic perception. So there's this intensity that came, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if Megan has this like intensity that we're supposed to talk about. And it talks about on your card, Megan, to not be too serious. Although I see your photo here and you're like smiling, it does feel like when it comes to work and business that there must be like some kind of a intensity to you, or how you like kind of cling to things, or how you approach things. There needs to be a softening. So that's going to be a big theme for you. And it just feels like you're going to have such a different lightness. I do see an evolution happening in your business, a narrowing of the focus in terms of who you serve. So I just want to name that in case that's been on your agenda. And the other thing is the videos card. So it's talking about sharing through video, the power of your spoken word, opening to flowing through the divine wisdom. So if you are not already doing it, I I just see you sharing more of your wisdom through that specific medium. It doesn't really matter where it is, whether it's like YouTube or Facebook or on your website. I just want you doing more videos. And I feel like a little bit of a chest tightening. So I think you're going to have some resistance for me there, but I just want to share. I'm just giving what I get, girl. Okay. So Heather, she's one of my best friends that used to live in this area. So she knows now that she's in Washington that we usually don't have weather like this in Orange County. So, right? That's like intense. So you were saying, I thought this week that you should do it more. Yeah. There's something about you that comes across differently, and it just feels like you connect with more people. Like it's getting you out there to different audiences, and people could just feel your frequency a lot more. So I want to go to, okay, so Brandy. Okay, so we did Megan, then we're going to go to Brandy. And so Emily and Brianna, you guys are up next. You guys are going to be our last ones. And if you miss it and I didn't get to go to you today, I just want you to know that my winter hours were weekly at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. So you can come back. You can join my group if you'd like, and you can get the reserved spots going. There's a lot of fun stuff that happens in there. So Brandy, you're saying that it's always been your dream to have your own restaurant. It hasn't opened yet. COVID, money, it's almost there. Okay. So the Star Mother card is coming in. So it's saying, how can you mother yourself? It does feel like, Brandy, inner child healing. It's related to a lot of the divine feminine activation. So I just want you to be focusing on you coming into your power related to the divine feminine, and notice what that's bringing to the surface, because it usually doesn't feel like power at first. Usually it's like, why am I thinking about this? Why am I feeling these intense emotions? And it's coming to you when it's time to let it go, and it's time to heal it. And so for you, it does feel like there is some inner child work to be doing to really fully step into that power before your business starts. That's what makes sense for me. The other card that's coming in is create space. That in order for you to really be moving forward with this, there's a push right now to create space for it, to create space to work on it, to create space to ideate, to connect with the possibility of it, even if it's not open yet. Because it feels like it's essentially like preparing your life for it to come into play. It doesn't mean that you're going to basically set aside all the time that you would be in the restaurant or working on that project, but create space is what's coming in. And so it does feel like there's some things in life that have to leave, commitments. Some of it, they're saying old wounding specifically. So some of it's internal and some of it's external. So I want you to ask yourself and sort of connect and meditate and see what kind of inner child work you're feeling pulled towards or drawn to. And if that is something that you've been knowing about, I'm seeing if you're here right now, or if you're responding to this. Tell me what makes sense, Brandy. But yeah, create space. So I just feel like for you, it's even if it's not coming into play yet, I want you to be making time and putting different kinds of work towards it. And it feels like it needs to be, they're saying of creative nature. So like might be, I'm going to ideate the menu, or I'm going to think about what kind of like, fabric I want for the menu covers. I'm just sort of making some different shit up right now, but essentially it's like very much being in that place of like possibility and knowing that it's happening, and allowing you to continue to move forward. And it feels like it's like you firmly committing when you spend the time on those things, and that's going to make a really big difference energetically. Okay. So Emily and Brianna, are you watching still? Brianna, Emily, are you here? Okay. I don't see Brianna or Emily. I could go with another one or two people. Is there anyone that's watching live right now that I didn't get to go to you and you would like a reading still, because I want to prioritize the people that are here. Oh, Emily Salas. I didn't even like connect Emily that it was you. I'm sorry. Okay. There's a few Emilys that I know, so I wasn't even, okay. So we're going to go with Brianna and then Emily, or Emily and then Brianna. Okay. Interesting. I always find it interesting when the same card comes up after shuffling the deck. Hearing more thunder. Okay. So first off, have you felt more pulled lately towards the expansion of spiritual gifts or offerings related to spiritual gifts? Because what I'm seeing coming in is that it's like surrendering to that side of your magic, surrendering to the part of you that has these gifts that are sort of naturally occurring is what I want to call them. But it feels like I could see that there could be some kind of a resistance, like knowing what you do and all of the time that you spend. It's not like leaving it behind, but it just feels like a lot of your time is being pulled towards certain things that just light you up and excite you now. I don't know if that's been on your mind as of late. The Star Mother card, or asking how you can mother yourself, I think it's interesting that that's coming in for you as well. Expansion of your own spiritual gifts. Yeah. It feels like I just see different offerings sparking you this next year. Different things that don't really, I feel like you don't leave behind the current work, but that your time kind of separates, because it's important for you to be nurturing and sort of loving on that. This initiation card is coming in. It's talking about a rite of passage, crossing the threshold. It's a really interesting card, actually. It feels like this sense for you of deepening your own spiritual gifts, focusing on them. And then it feels like there's actually this bravery piece that comes in for you to be starting to put the work that you do out there in a different way and talking about it in a different way. And I feel this tightening that comes in my chest. And so I feel like I'm hitting on something related to that. But I feel like there's some they're saying old form crumbling. So there is a bit of that inner child stuff that might be coming up. Some of it feels like, I want to say school age. I want to say elementary school, middle school, like late elementary school or into middle school is what I'm connecting in with specifically. And it feels like there's something related to that surfaces in 2021. It almost feels like the energy of like being like somebody that would be picked last, or somebody that would be sort of like not in with the in crowd. It feels like some of that surfaces as it relates to spiritual gifts. And so I just want you to note, like when that comes up, that it feels like it's going to be pulling up some stuff or extracting some of these energies that are ready to be fully released, that have been just kind of hanging out in the subconscious, that when you start to veer off into this other more spiritual path, that stuff gets triggered, it comes up. And so for you, it really just feels like you're owning more of you, more of your magic, more of these, I want to call these like naturally occurring gifts, and just letting that passion really guide you. That's what it feels like for 2021, and surrendering to that a little bit more, rather than being maybe letting logic sort of like, well, this is what makes sense, I'm going to keep going here. Again, it doesn't feel like it's anything that you're leaving behind. It feels like you're just sort of coming out a little bit more. Tell me if that makes sense. Expansion of spiritual gifts. Yeah. And you don't have to know yet where it's going to take you, but let me know how it lands. I feel like sometimes, like when we know that something is in there and sort of in waiting, it just sort of lands with us in a different way. So I'll be curious to hear what you connect with. Okay, and Brianna, you're going to be our last one. Okay. I pick up on nervous energy with you, Brianna. Okay. Okay, so for you, I'm seeing masculine energies coming in. So it's talking about actually connecting in a little bit more with the masculine side, a little bit more with the structure, with the framework of things, with the let me get this on paper kind of thing. And so it would make sense when you're saying that's going to be your next business, that like that is like step one for you. But then I love this other card that's coming in, being a pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So it's a really beautiful blend of energies of like pulling in the wisdom, channeling the wisdom, connecting with higher self, and sort of opening to receive. And then what I see is it flows into that masculine of being like, okay, I've received like this vision, like really just from the soul self, from the greater part of you. And now I'm going to be in this mode. I've created the space. I'm going to write this down. This is how we're going to do it. This is what the numbers are going to look like. And so I see you teetering back and forth between the two in the first part of next year. And what I want you to do is be consciously aware of this and to make space for both things, because you're going to need to be and want to be in a different space, to be in that kind of more meditative receiving mode of just connecting in, and then a different kind of energy for okay, let's get this done, let's make this happen. And so I feel like that is going to take you through the first few months. I feel like leading into March, and then for whatever reason, I just feel like I'm having April coming in for a lot of different people, where you get into a different stage of this cycle coming in April, coming in kind of like mid-spring. So make the space. It does feel like for you, it's also understanding how your energy flows, of like knowing, okay, well, when does my energy lend itself more to meditation, to receiving? When am I more in the mode? Is it in the night, in the morning, where I'm like hammering things out, getting things done? So just taking note of how you were, I guess maybe already wanting how that your own energy cycles and your own day and your own routine is naturally lending itself to those different places, and then planning accordingly is what they're saying. Okay, so I am going to leave it at that. Thank you, everybody that has joined today. I'll probably do one more cycle of like the mini 2021 readings for next Monday. And then we'll just go back to the ask your question related to business, normal stuff. But the winter hours are going to be through the coming months. And it's always going to be at 3 Pacific this winter. So you can put it on your calendar if you want to join. You can join our group. You could have a reserve spot and, not have to wait. So I will see you all next time. Have a great night. Bye, everyone.